Hey, everybody, I'm John Granado. That's Lance Erline. You can hear us mornings on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet, so you get all of our content here at SportsMap HOU. Rockets, once again, in a state of transition with the departure of Stephen Silas. Rafael Stone, press conference was a little, I don't know. He defended the culture in that locker room. I don't know why. I just don't get it. He's on the hot seat right now, right? Rafael Stone has to be. He's been in charge of this disastrous era of Rockets basketball. And if so, when do we see movement on him and his job?
Well, I think Rafael Stone hasn't done a bad job up to this point, but I don't think you'll say it's a good job. I think that he has made some picks that look like, I love Alperen Sengun. I like Tari Eason. I think Jabari Smith, that was automatically going to be Jabari.
Yep.
You know, the Jalen Green versus Evan Mobley, you really needed a score, an explosive score. We'll see how that one plays out. There's moments, there's times where you really like the Jalen pick, and then the consistency of Mobley certainly is a different conversation to have. I think that, but he's got to be on the hot seat because he doesn't have a history of being a winning GM. This is his first time GM job. He was with the first time head coach. I think that's some of the problems, some of the heartaches or headaches that have been because of that. But a lot of this was not Rafael Stone's fault. I mean, let's be honest. Daryl got you to a place that was really good, but once they crossed that threshold, once they got rid of Chris Paul and had to trade him for pennies on the dollar, it was just all downhill. And so now, John, I think with Rafael Stone, if you don't start seeing big growth, much bigger steps in growth and wins, then they're going to say, okay, we changed head coach, now we got to change GM.
Well, and listen, in fairness, he inherited just a crap show. He just did. And so that in fairness to Rafael Stone, I don't know anybody who could have become a general manager here and won right away. They did hire Stephen Silas, and that was a failure. That was quite frankly a failure. Yeah. I will say this, though. Rafael Stone is not making this choice. A lot of general managers will pick the next head coach. That is not going to be the case here. Certainly not with the Fertittas. The Fertittas are having a hand. He's a hands-on owner, and Patrick is going to be in the middle of that thing as well. And let's face it, they are smarter now than when they hired Stephen Silas. I know that they didn't feel like they were really ready or equipped to make that hire. They are equipped now. They know a hell of a lot more. Look at the Texans. They hired David Culley. And now they hired D'Amico Ryans. They're much better at it than they were before.
Yeah.
And so are the Fertittas. They're much better at it now. But it's not going to be Rafael Stone's choice. It is going to be a Fertitta decision. I don't think there's any question about that. And it should be because, frankly, if Rafael Stone, if they don't start winning, like you said, and they don't make big steps here, he's gone.
Yeah. You have to earn the right to choose the coach, I think, in some regards. I mean, Nick Caserio's choosing coaches because he's been in the league for 20 years in a certain capacity, 20-plus years in a capacity. But Rafael Stone came in from inside the organization, and that's fine. But at this point right now, if he is on the hot seat, then you're not letting him choose the next coach. It's too big a hire. Now he is going to choose the next set of players, which is very, very important. But in terms of choosing the next coach, you need to have somebody that ownership loves and not just general manager.
Do you do it before? Do you hire the guy before May 16th, before you know whether or not you have the first or second pick? Or do you wait until after? Because you are not going to be as attractive an organization if you're picking seventh this year.
I want the new head coach to sign today.
That's right.
Let's get a commitment today before those lottery balls start popping.
That's absolutely true, because after May 16th, if you're not the first or second pick, if you don't have that first or second pick, you are not nearly as attractive
That's right.
as you would be. That's the truth.